Meanwhile, we talked about movies last time, this movie called Journey to the West, but this time we're going to talk about a Japanese manga called The First Slam Dunk, which has basically blown away like the Chinese box office for the past 8 days. Like in 8 days, they've racked up 60 million USD. So the First Slam Dunk is based on a 90s Japanese manga that was like really popular in China. So they made the manga in the early 90s, then they make like a animated series around the same time, and since then they have not done really much. And I don't know, it feels a little bit like a cash grab. Well, good for them, but it really feels like a cash grab movie.
So it's interesting that Slam Dunk is so popular because, like, for example, last week I went to this farewell party and
Another,
like
yeah,
this
we had a lot of those recently.
yeah, and some friends, they were like, "Oh, listen, we gotta go because we're going to watch Slam Dunk," and I was surprised. I was like, "What is that?" And they looked at me like I was living under a rock. I didn't know it was such a cult thing that people, and they started selling to me like this is like a generation.
Yeah, as your local friend, Aladdin, I can tell you that yes, in elementary school we all watched it like every week, and we would discuss it in class the next day.
From my understanding, basketball is actually really, really super popular in China in the first place. And then second, I'm curious because back then, like, was there only one Japanese manga being shown on local TV, or was there like a lot? And then that's the one that basically picked up like the.
There was a lot, and I mean they had periods of all being popular. I can't, it's a long time ago, so I cannot remember what was on at the same time as Slam Dunk. But no, it wasn't the only thing that was popular. But the fact that it was popular in the 90s and that 90后like me are now like, well, yeah, it really, I think it just shows that we are kind of like the main people that they're trying to target. Like, not, movie industry, every creative cultural industry and people who make other stuff. They're 90后have, we're now entering our 30s and have money to spend.
Is it mainly, maybe when you went to see it, Aladdin, was it mainly 90后people there? Does anyone else watch this? Does anyone else like have any idea what this is about?
Yeah, I would feel most of the people were, born in the 80s and 90s.
Is it just a targeting nostalgia kind of thing? And are we going to see more of these? I wonder whether that's going to be a trend now, because in the West, at least, particularly it reminds me of video games. At the moment, they're just remaking like all the games that I used to play when I was like a teenager.
Well, they did that with Super Mario. And it was a massive box office hit as well.
Oh, they made a film?
Yeah.
They made a Super Mario
You're
movie.
the one living under a rock.
I don't watch many films, so...
In China, yes, they're also trying to... so they're, like, for example, White Rabbit candy is, like, a very good example of something that's cashing in on, like, 90s, 80s kids' nostalgia for candies they used to eat. So, yeah, not just in film, or not even in cultural industries, but just various products are...
Nostalgia marketing, guys.
But do you think this like particular film is particularly popular or good or hot, or is it just this phenomenon? Like, could it have been any 90s show that was remade and it would get the same?
I mean, it would have had to have been had a certain degree of popularity back then, and I think Slam Dunk definitely did.
And Slam Dunk, what kind of shocked me is that I could really sense that there were so many references to stuff. When I watched it, there were only Chinese subtitles, so I can read it still. But so many times, every 5 to 10 minutes, the movie is 2 hours long, there were so many people laughing. And me, I'm just like, wait, that was a reference to something. And all of them get it, but me, I don't, because I never watched the manga I never watched the manga. I never watched the anime or read the manga.
Words, man, so hard.
Can't word good.
When I talked to my friend, I was like, don't you feel we've been a little bit like cash grabbed? And my friend was like, just let me be in the moment of me being back in my childhood. Like, don't bring that up to me. I'm fine.
Smart.
Yep.
Smart marketing.
Yeah, hopefully the world of Chinese magazine, with having so much readership, will definitely do a cash grab movie.
17 years now, so...
I feel this is on a growing trend, nostalgia marketing.
They're just pining for a time when there were no smartphones, internet, or ChatGPT.
Yeah, you were going to say that.
I knew it.
All right, well, we'll ask ChatGPT what's the upcoming nostalgia that we should, bet on.